Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm going to be telling you my top 20 favorite songs by The Jam. Now, I got into The Jam in March of 1978 when I saw them on this late night music special, and it had The Clash, and it had Kate Bush, and it was hosted by Leon Russell of all people. But The Jam, I saw, there were these, this punk energy, but they had Rickenbacker guitars, they had ties, suits. Oh my God, it was amazing. I was thinking, I'm looking at the punk Beatles, even though there were only three of them, but still, it was amazing. It was a moment that turned me on to this whole new world of music. So they really hold a wonderful, special place in my heart. I want you to remember a few things. Number one, that these are my favorites. Am I saying that these are the best Jam tracks ever? Of course not. I'm not saying that at all. But also remember, I'm a pop kid. I come from, listening to Neil Diamond and the Osmonds and the Beatles and Monkees when I was growing up. So I'm looking at the hooks that really ignite the fire in my soul, and not necessarily lyrics or the overall punk or mod sound. I'm just looking at the hooks. So those are my rules for this. And I'm going to start with number 20. And just a second ago, I was going to say, oh, you're probably going to be surprised that this is so low on my top 20 list. But you're going to be surprised probably about everything on my list. So I'm going to start with the title track of their debut album is number 20, In the City. It is a wonderful, absolutely amazing killer track with a great bass line that the Sex Pistols ultimately stole for Holidays in the Sun. Number 19 on my top 20 Jam songs is Live from a Window. This was actually from the This Is the Modern World album. This was the first Jam album I ever owned, and this remains one of my favorites, although there are some stinky songs on it. But it's really absolutely, Life from a Window is just a wonderful song, and it's number 19 on my top 20 Jam list. Number 18 is the song Bitterest Pill, which was a single and is included on some various compilations and stuff. It's a great ballad, and it's really, really amazing. The video is horrible because Paul Weller acts and pounds the table, and it's kind of whatever, but still the song is so amazing, and I love to listen to it. It's all of these songs still sound so fresh today. They really don't sound dated. Number 17 is also from This is the Modern World album. It's a song called Tonight at Noon, another great pop song. This album didn't do that well because there was the punk energy of In the City, and this came out later that year. In my opinion, had better songs, but it wasn't punk energy, and that kind of hurt them a little bit. They were concentrating on songs and melodies, and that's why I loved it so much. Number 16 on my list is a track called It's Too Bad. It's one of the most Beatlesque tracks, and it's available on the All Mod Cons album. If you haven't listened to any Jam album tracks, if you're just, listen to the singles or the compilations, all their albums are worthy of your time, and you're going to find gems like It's Too Bad. Number 15 is the B-side called Dreams of Children. It's the B-side of the Going Underground single, and it can be found on the Setting Suns CD, the deluxe edition. Such a great track. I can never really get enough of it. And there's a backwards part in that song, a backwards vocal part. It's actually, I went back and listened to it, and it's from the song Thick as Thieves. So there's a link to this album. Speaking of which, number 14 on my list is Saturday's Kids, which is from this album. It's such a great track, one of those great Weller la 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 type hooks. It wasn't released as a single anywhere, I think, except Japan. I used to have the Japanese 7-inch of that. So number 14 on my top 20 favorite Jam songs is Saturday's Kids. Number 13 on my list is the song Start, and that is taken from the Sound Effects album, which is probably overall my favorite Jam album. In fact, the song was used on some car commercial probably about 10 years ago, whatever, but it's still great, very Beatlesque, and the album version actually has a little bit of horns in the background because the single version is edited, so I always, of course, go to the album version. Number 12 on my top 20 favorite Jam songs is also on Sound Effects, and it's called Man in the Corner Shop. It is so absolutely amazing. It's basically a song that's just how everybody's dissatisfied with their life, and everybody wants the life of the next person, who wants the life of the next person, who wants the life of the next person. And of course, the message didn't really hit me back then when I had the album when I was 16 or 17 when it first came out. But of course, another Weller classic. I love it. Number 11 in my top 20 jam songs is from Ahmad Khan's, and it is Down in the Tube Station at Midnight. What a great track that is. It's actually the last track on the original album, and it's stunning. It tells a story, and it's dramatic, and it's melodic, and it sticks with you for decades. Trust me. Now we're down to my top 10 favorite jam songs. Number 10 is the song Seesaw, which is the B-side of Eaton Rifles. And Eaton Rifles was on Setting Suns and is also on the deluxe edition, and it's probably on a few different compilations. I believe Paul Weller actually wrote that for the band The Jolt. I love their version, but I prefer the Jam's version. My number 9 favorite jam song was actually another B-side, and it's the B-side of just Who Was the 5 O'Clock Hero, which was taken from the Gift album, and that B-side is included on this CD, and it is called The Great Depression. It's just a great song, and it's like, first time I heard it, I was thinking, how is this a B-side? This should be an actual A-side. It actually got quite a lot of airplay on KROQ in Los Angeles. Just a great hook-filled song. My 8th favorite jam song is Dreamtime, taken from Sound Effects. First time I heard that was on Rodney on the Rock before the album came out. It was an import only. He played it. I had the headphones on in my room, and I was just blown away by just this great song. It's definitely not single material, but it is very, very catchy. So if you have not heard it, definitely dig into Sound Effects and the song Dreamtime. My 7th favorite jam song is Running on the Spot, taken from The Gift. What a great song. Another ba 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 ba, na 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 na, la la la. Great Weller little hooks. I love those. And Running on the Spot is one of the best. Absolutely killer tune by The Jam. Number 6 is a non-album A-side called When You're Young. Friggin' killer, great, absolute wonderful track. And it actually is available on the deluxe edition of Setting Suns. It is there, and it is wonderful. It's just they just had a slew of great singles. My 5th favorite jam song, we're coming to number 1 here, folks. My 5th favorite is That's Entertainment from Sound Effects. What a song. I prefer the version on Sound Effects. There is a version out there that was like an acoustic demo. I think it ended up on the Snap compilation. But it is... just great lyrics. And of course, the song title, That's Entertainment, very ironic, judging by sort of the mental pictures he paints during the song. La 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 la, another Weller hook. Fantastic. My 4th favorite jam song, we're getting even closer to number 1, folks, is on The Gift. And that is the song Ghosts. I cannot say enough about the song. Haunting, just wonderful chord change, wonderful bass playing by Foxton. The lyrics are haunting. It's a slow song. It's not quite a ballad, but everything about that song is perfect. It's like the second song on the album, and hardly anybody ever talks about that song, Ghosts, but it is... I can't say enough about it. I can't say enough about any of this stuff. I have to stop myself. My number 3 favorite jam song, we're almost there, almost to number 1. Number 3 is also on the deluxe edition of Setting Suns, and it is the song Strange Town. It seems like it's like maybe 3 or 4, 5 different songs that they just threw together because they just sounded good together. There's a great guitar hook. There's a great middle 8th. There's a great verse, great chorus. Everything is a hook in the song, and it's so absolutely amazing. And it still gives me chills whenever I listen to it. It's so wonderful. Strange Town, it was an A-side. Number 2 on my list of all-time favorite jam songs is Town Called Malice from The Gift. I saw them on this tour. I actually saw the Jam. My brother and my friend Chuck and some other friends, we went and we saw the Jam. One of the mind-blowing things, because they'd been one of my favorite bands for up to 4 years at that point, and just everything came together. Saw them on this tour, and it was killer. They had a horn section, and anyway, Town Called Malice was a huge hit for them. And people, whenever people talk about the Jam, that song is the one they talk about. Oh, that's right. There's another song people talk about that always ends up being on the top of everybody's list. I can't believe it's number 1 on my list. That's right. I'm talking about Going Underground, which was a single only, and it can be found as a bonus track on Setting Suns, Going Underground. Can't say enough about it, apart from I Love You, Going Underground by The Jam. It's so incredible. The Jam from beginning to end. They were an incredible band. Sure, I was bummed when they broke up in 1982, but looking back, it's kind of like the Beatles. They were here for a specific finite amount of time, and they didn't put out a bunch of crap after that. That time that they were together, they put out just some of the finest music of the era. But of course, I was going to say, though, the song Going Underground, it's got another la 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 la. It seems like every Jam song I have has a la la la, a na na na, or a ba ba ba. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that some of these are some of your favorite Jam tracks. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.